Welcome to Academic Academy SA. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we'll be doing grade 10 to 12 accounting, and we'll be covering the rent income adjustment in the income statement. So we are given a trial balance amount of 107,500, right? So this still needs to be adjusted. And then the rent was received from the 1st of April until the end of the year. However, this client only paid the rent until the 31st of December. And you need to bear in mind that rent decreased by 10% on the 1st of September. So the first thing that we need to do in method 1 is to draw a timeline, right? This is going to make it easier to understand how to go about this adjustment, right? So we know that we started in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, and February, right? So they say that the rent decreased by 10% on the 1st of September. So therefore, this side is the decrease side, and this side is before the decrease, right? So if we go about this adjustment with method 1, what we are going to do is we're going to say the number of months before the increase, which is 5, plus the number of months after the decrease, which is 4. The reason it is 4 is because January and February was not paid, right? And then we put a bracket. And then now this is a very important rule of this method, right? If the rent decreases, then we say 100 minus the decreased percentage over 100, right? And also vice versa. If the rent had increased, we were going to add the increased percentage, right? So if you plug this into your calculator, this should give you 8.6, right? And so what are we going to do with this 8.6? You are going to take your trial balance amount, which is 107,500, and you're going to divide it by the 8.6. And then this will give you the rent amount before the decrease, which is 12,500, right? And then since we are trying to find the rent amount for January and February, which had decreased, we are going to say 12,500 times 100 minus 10, right, over 100, right? Then this is going to give us 11,250. So this is the monthly amount after the decrease, right? So basically in your income statement, you are basically going to say you will have your rent income, right, under your other operating income, right? Rent income. Then you're going to start with the given amount, right? So this is basically for only the months that were paid. This amount does not factor in the amount for January and February. So since we got the adjusted amount, which is 11,250, we are going to add 11,250 for January plus 11,250 for February, right? And then this should give you your final amount, which is going to be 107,500 plus 11,250 plus 11,250. Then this will give you 130,000, right? 130,000. So this is the first method that you could use. However, if you see that this one is a bit too difficult to understand or it is a bit too long, we do have a second method which I will show. So moving on to method 2, right? We are basically going to say the before plus the after in order to get the final denominator, right? So we know that before the adjustment, rent was being paid 100%, right? So we've got 100 for April, for May, for June, for July, and for August, right? And then for September going forth, only 90% of the rent was being paid. So since rent was only received until December, we will factor in for the 4 months. So plus 90, plus 90, plus 90, plus 90, right? Then this will give us 860, right? And then since we're trying to find the rent amount for January and February, which are both 90 since they are after the decrease, we are going to say unknown over known, right? This is going to be a very common method used in accounting, so you need to get used to it, right? So 90 plus 90 gives us 180. So the 180 is the unknown amount, right? 180 over the known amount, which is 860, right? And then we're going to times by the given trial balance amount. Then this will just give us the direct answer, which is 22,500, right? So in your rent income side on the income statement, you will just write rent income. Then you write the trial balance amount first. And then you will just add the 22,500, right? And then just like that, you will have your final amount for the rent income, and you will still receive your full marks. So if you found this video helpful, please tap that like button, consider following us, and make sure to join our free WhatsApp channel. The barcode will be on our posts. Please do follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Until the next video, goodbye.